Ms. Kavita Chhabria. I'm a global customer success executive at AWS. I've been with AWS for more than 5 years. For those of you who don't know what AWS stands for, it's Amazon Web Services. I'm very excited to be here with all of you today. I care very deeply about this topic because it's one thing to have access and be present in the room. But it's a completely different thing about when we talk about really building your influence. So let's talk about how you can go from simply being present in the room to actually building influence. This is not, this is going to be actually a practical conversation today, not theoretical. We want to talk more about where we are at today, explore that. And I want you to walk away with actionable strategies that you can explore today. And we'll end with what you will do today, starting today, not someday. So let's go ahead and explore where we are at today, the landscape, and give you some actionable strategies on how you can keep moving forward, where you can actually lean more towards building influence. Okay, let's ground ourselves in reality for a moment, right? Where we are at today. Women are still underrepresented, especially in the areas that shape the future. Only 12% of the AI patents are held by women. That means that influence over the innovation is still limited. But at the same time, women-led startups have grown by 68%. So this isn't a closed door. It is an opening window. So let's definitely see some optimism in this reality where we are saying that 68% of the women-led AI startups continue to grow, and we can definitely keep growing this percentage and be a major influencer in this space. What does this slide depict? What is the essence of the slide? What we are trying to help you understand here is that, yes, we are present in the room, but as you can see, we are not proportionately present in the leadership and the decision-making roles. That's where we need to insert ourselves. So yes, we see some great numbers over here, but this is not enough. We've made progress, but there's a big difference between participation and power. And that gap is exactly what we are here to talk today. Access is not enough. Yes, getting to the table is simply step one, but we want to be able to influence the decisions that are being taken at that table. We want to be a part of shaping the future, shaping what leadership looks like, shaping what these decisions are going to look like in the near future. So that's where I want you to draw the distinction between access and influence, where you're shaping the outcomes of the decisions you make versus just being present in the room. Why is AI and cloud changing everything? Why is this moment so different from anything that we have experienced and witnessed in the past? This is because AI and cloud are not just simply technologies. They are redefining the org structures. They're redefining the power structures. New roles are being created in near real time. And you want to be a part of this. So while these structures are being formed, I encourage you, I motivate you to be a part of that new structure. Find yourself a new seat at the table where you're an influencer. So AI is rewriting the rules. Cloud, of course, has democratized power. And we want to make sure that when these structures are still forming, That's when influence is most accessible and you take advantage of this opportunity. The opportunity is now. We have to seize it. New technologies have created these new power structures, but we don't need to be asking ourselves, am I ready? The question is, are you willing to jump in, step in, while these structures are still being formed and while things are still uncomfortable? So I would implore you to act right now. Are you willing to step in before it's comfortable? Ask yourself that question and say, yes, I will grow into this. This slide talks to us about all the women who have not just participated, but have shaped the AI and cloud landscape as we know it today. I would like for each of you, my audience, to go and read about these women, learn about the work that they have done, the real impact that they have created, because influence leads to impact. Representation always expands what we believe is possible. These women didn't just participate, they shaped the field. From innovation to ethics, influence takes many forms. There's no one path, but there is one pattern: visibility plus impact. Let's make that impact together. Technical skills can only get you this far. They'll take you into the room. But you need other skills to move forward. For example, executive storytelling is a superpower. You don't necessarily need to code, but you do need to speak the language. Relationships, not just networking, remember that, open doors. So this slide is reinforcing that truth. Make sure that you're upskilling yourself in not just with technical depth, but in all these other areas that I touch upon. Yes, you need your fluency in AI and cloud skills, but keep working on your storytelling skills, your strategic networking skills, and make sure that you're building relationships along the way. The mindset, right? The confidence gap. And how do we close it? This is one of the most invisible barriers that we face today. Many women wait until they feel ready. But readiness often comes only after you take that first step, after you take action. So instead of asking yourself, am I ready? Think about, I'll grow into this. Talk to yourself, speak that language to yourself, tell yourself that story. Don't keep saying, I don't have the technical background. I don't want to seem pushing. I don't want to seem pushing. Advocate for yourself, advocate for your team. Let's talk about a few strategies that I would like you to focus on in the near term, starting today. Build your AI fluency. As I keep saying, you don't need to code, but you do need to speak the language. You at least need to equip yourself with enough skills such that you're fluent. Fluency means asking smart questions and understanding the trade-offs. Start small, one course, one project, one conversation at a time. Consistency will build credibility, and credibility builds faster than you think. Strategy number 2, own your narrative. When I say this, what do I mean by that? Influence is not just simply about doing great work. It's about being known for it. If you don't tell your story, someone else will define it for you. So speak up, share externally, quantify your impact. Visibility is not just self-promotion. It's leadership. Remember that. It's not just self-advocating yourself, or rather advocating for yourself. Visibility is indeed leadership. Strategy number 3, seek sponsors, not just mentors. And I say this because mentors guide you, sponsors advocate for you. That's the difference. And that difference changes careers. Sponsorship requires visibility, results, and intentional relationships. Strategy number 4 talks about leading with customer impact. Always connect your work with quantifiable results. This is one of the fastest ways to build credibility. Tie everything you do to outcomes. Now, what customer obsession looks like in practice? Start with the customer in every conversation. This is one of our biggest leadership principles at AWS. When you lead with impact, you naturally stand out. It shifts you from tasks to value. Strategy number 5, which is lift as you climb, which is exactly what we are doing right now. Your influence will grow when you share it. Amplify the other women, open doors, build community. That's how we change systems and not just individual outcomes. Let's break through the invisible walls. These barriers are real, and many of us have felt it. But naming them gives us more power over them. Reframing is not just a mindset, it's a strategy. Let's build allies, men as partners in inclusion. This is not a solo effort. Progress requires partnership. Allies amplify, they advocate for us and challenge bias. Remember, we need these men allies to challenge bias. And when that is done well, it accelerates everything for us. At AWS, we've seen that diverse teams always outperform. Inclusion is not just the right thing to do. It is a critical business advantage, and it has to be intentional and built into all your systems. Future that we are building together, right? That's what we've been talking about all along. This is the future we are building together. More ethical AI, better products, stronger businesses. This is not just aspirational. It is achievable. From today, what does your 90-day plan, or rather your 90-day influence sprint looks like? That's what I've called it here. Your 90-day influence sprint. This is where it becomes real. Pick one skill, one visibility, one sponsor. Have that one sponsor conversation. Small actions will always compound. You don't need everything, just start. If you remember nothing else from what I've spoken in the last few minutes, I only want to emphasize the moment is now. This moment is different than anything that we've experienced before. Access is simply not the goal. Influence is. And influence is built intentionally, one step at a time, like I just told you in the earlier slide. One course, one project, start small. You already belong here. You don't need permission. It's ownership. Own your narrative. As I said earlier, if you don't tell your story, someone else will define it for you. Your influence starts with this decision, and that decision can happen today. The most courageous act is to still think for yourself, aloud. Coco Chanel. This particular statement, or rather this quote, really, really resonates with me as I speak to all of you today. And toward the end, this is my call to action. Connect with me. I'd love to hear your questions, your thoughts, your suggestions. Let's make this an ongoing conversation. Thank you, everyone.